like doing my intros with a bunch of people standing there listening to me. So, hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you like what you see, leave a comment, and if you don't like what you see, leave a comment. So, Southmont Borough Council meeting, as always. Hi, Doug. I'm good. 4 o'clock. It's 10 till. I'd like to get down here a few minutes early. I don't have any updates for right now for this one going on. I really don't have anything to say to update everybody going into the meeting. Maybe I'll talk a little bit afterwards. Hope my audio is okay. Good. It's really cold, so I'm fucking freezing. So let's go inside. Please like my channel. Please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. And Southmont Borough Council, Johnstown, Pennsylvania. We're gonna head on in here and we're gonna talk about some things. Okay, cool.
Need an agenda. Thank you.
Okay, I can give them a buzz and let them know.
That's it.
Right. Right.
What a disaster that was.
Right. I can get that reported. Right. Right.
All around. She's got to look around, and it's an odd size.
So you're gonna save about $20,000 in police time. That's a good
And then I told
thing.
them to call me, I gave them my phone number. I said, well, call me when you're half an hour out.
Spend
Because they give you window now as a cable company, we'll be there between 10 and 4 o'clock. Well, apparently they must have tried to call the end, but never left a message. So I left work.
Just read them.
Every now and then.
Like for Ross.
It's a sorry we missed your drop.
good.
So
That's
I'm trying to answer. Yeah, I finally got somebody. Well, it's a third party.
It just makes sense.
The way they dropped this off, I released the driver.
So it saves everybody money.
I can't George, there's all these other, they couldn't have gone that far.
Did we hire more police?
So they pushed it off.
Did we assume any rules? Did they have police that were their guys probably working over there part-time? Yeah.
No, we transferred 3 years.
Yes.
And so I got Barb called me today, and I said, I'm gonna call our grant coordinator next Tuesday. Had a meeting with him, a 20-hour meeting about
Well, you know what, my
And I'll
answering
ask
service,
him
it screens
tomorrow
mine,
night.
because it
I
comes
would
from
say
media
keep it
today.
open for
So
3
it
years.
screens as potential spam icons, so when they're trying to reach you,
Yeah, I mean,
doesn't-
it's done, it's done.
yeah, it's, I get like, what?
Yeah, but I mean,
It's looking at your first
yeah, I
call.
mean,
What's up,
by the
Sam?
time I close it out, you know, I mean,
Cold.
I don't know why they were concerned about either.
See, I don't
I hope.
about either, 'cause it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I think
And
screen.
For how long?
Keep it the same as the grant.
I was gonna say we're about it. We're about it. We're the groundhog.
Yeah.
We're about at 6 weeks
Same
right
spot
now.
every week.
Yeah.
First day of spring's
I
in
don't know, it's like
a couple
2 years.
days,
Yeah, okay.
right? Which happens to be right around 6 weeks
Hey, I have a quick question.
after February 2nd. In case you ever wanted to like look at logic and a calendar.
Put a tree in.
I never have either, but like some people get really upset when I explain to them very factually. They're like,
Yeah.
February 2nd is right around 6 weeks from March 21st, give or take, you know. And, you know, if we're using, like the way the old timers used to do about, yeah, it's February.
Matt's buddy,
Yeah.
'cause he wants to be a plastic surgeon now.
They want to take that.
Oh, no. He, Rollins took a thing off his nose last year.
What's his
And,
name?
I wonder what Phil has to say. I hear he's one of the most like well taken care of groundhogs, and
and,
you know,
Carter Street,
but
Doctor.
PETA has
I
issues
think
with,
I want to do that. So I
with,
sent Rollins a
Phil.
text. I said, "Matt, wants to call in here."
rightly so.
There we go.
The other ones,
Yeah.
oh,
He's a nice guy.
Oh, yeah.
So is Cameron. He's pretty good too. I said, don't do what Dad does. I said, doctor. Yeah, 2 pages today. Page and a quarter. What's that? Page and a quarter. Yeah, fountain pen there. Yeah. Old school. Fancy. Old school.
This is really, well, yeah, no way would you do
Yeah,
that.
but well,
Cool. No, we go out most of it done in a year.
they're bringing it back.
Kids are going.
Well, they should.
4 years.
they don't know how to write
Not
cursive,
since December 31st of 2029.
write checks,
Okay.
can't write the rent checks.
I think there's a lot of time.
Oh, they don't even,
Don't know how to read cursive.
No.
they don't even print well.
They don't know how to-
Yeah,
like, the
Bob
grandparents
called and
send
said,
them cards,
they
they
said,
can't.
They can't
I
read
mean,
it.
she's being advised by
Yep.
Tom
That's
Harlan.
sad.
Yeah.
You know, it was, you know, the architect.
All of his children.
Meeting to order. Rise for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Just a reminder to the public, please mute your devices. Amanda, can you do the roll call?
Mark Drummy.
Here.
Doug Barry.
Here.
Richard Berker.
Here.
Eugene Capchella. Matt McVicker.
Here.
Bob Morgan.
Here.
Sherry Spiker. Kurt Wolford. Not here.
Public comment, there is a 5-minute time limit. Please clearly state your name and where you reside.
Larry Koval, 336 Orchard Street. I want to make you aware of a large pothole that's on Olive Street between State Street and Diamond Boulevard. Looks like a small swimming pool tonight. I called last Monday. I think I talked to Sam, and I asked him any way he could put some cold patch in that, because I hit it the night before at night. You can't see it at night, and it really shook my car. So, a week later, it still hasn't been filled. I think Sam told me that they were doing an inventory of potholes in Southmont, which is nice, but that doesn't help fill the large pothole. The other concern on the streets, we got leaves left over from last year still on the streets, and with people riding motorcycles, Sam said that they were going to try to get the street sweeper out, but I don't know that the street sweeper can pick up leaves and sticks, and most of the storm drains are covered with sticks and leaves. So another concern with heavy rains, it'd be nice if that stuff was taken care of, especially the potholes. I mean, that's a major road in Southmont, other than Monaco. Southmont Boulevard going up all of this, probably one of the heaviest used streets in the borough. So it'd be nice if that was filled. That's it.
Yeah, hi, John, Klanch, Ardelia Street. So, couple of things. First thing I wanted to bring up was, I'm not sure if I brought this up before. I've been meaning to, but I'm going to bring it up tonight since Mr. Koval reminded me of something. I noticed, so after the election, or during the election, there were a lot of signs, unauthorized signs that were removed from the borough on order of somebody. Somebody told Sam to remove a lot of political signs and what have you, and I received a very eloquent letter from Mr. Hochfeld explaining the law on signs. And there's a sign up at the point by the light on Monaco and Luzerne there, okay? There's a sign there, and right there at Lettuce Alley and Hirschberger Road, there are reflectors that are mounted. There are reflectors that are mounted on the one road sign. Now I understand that might be convenient and everything, but it's illegal. So those need to be removed pretty immediately. And I keep bringing this up. I'll bring this up at every municipality that I go to that West Hills Regional Police serves. From what I understand, there is an officer, his name's Ian Osowski. We all know who he is. From what I understand, he's under a criminal investigation for an incident that happened here in Southmont. I made everybody very aware in July. Former borough council member Herb Ewald used the police to retaliate against me for me exercising my First Amendment rights. So nobody stood up for me. Nobody once ever. Not even the police chief. Nobody. Not the magistrate. Not the district attorney. So I'll stand. So I had that appeal successfully appealed. Okay, I'm not guilty of harassment and disorderly conduct for saying "fuck you, Herb." Okay, in public. And because nobody stood up for me and nobody defended me, okay, I will stand up for myself. And do you guys know what that means? That means I'll be standing up for myself down on Washington Street. And everybody should know what in their individual and professional capacity means, okay? I'm sure every solicitor tells you guys to don't acknowledge anything that anybody says when they're complaining. Don't just stonewall them. Don't acknowledge it, because you might open yourself up to liability. Well, you not acknowledging these things, these problems, okay, opens yourself up to liability, okay? I've been saying since August of 2023 that Ian Osowski's a bad cop. He fucking carjacked me over by the plaza, okay? That's the chief of police that won't do shit about it. Police commissioners that won't do shit about it. I'll do shit about it in federal court. Okay? Anybody who's willing to reach out to me and represent me. Okay? That's your job to do here. Represent me. Not represent your fucking rules, your authority over me. Okay? How many times did we hear Herb down here complaining, okay, about me? I will write to no request every bit of correspondence from him, okay? And I want it all, please, okay? I can tell you guys this. You guys should know me pretty well when I say this, okay? If you're decent with me, I'll be decent with you. Okay? The more forthcoming you are with me for information to make it easier on me to go after the motherfuckers that keep doing this to people, okay? The easier I'll be on you guys, okay? But I'm not willing, okay? You know, let's be real about something here, okay? The signs, okay? The signs are because they're political signs, okay? Because there are signs up right now that are up for, they could stay up forever. Nobody cares, okay? The 14th Amendment, equal protection, okay? And the First Amendment, okay? Now, right there, Eric, okay? That not content-based, okay? Not content-based on the content of the signs. Bullshit. I'm calling bullshit, okay? That's all. I'm almost done, but for the sake of decorum, I'll finish up, okay? But seriously, guys, y'all need to do way better. And if you do better, okay, I'll thanks.
Thanks, John. Anybody else for public comment? All right. Correspondence received. We have a letter from PennDOT regarding the upcoming rockfall mesh replacement project on Minocqua Boulevard, and also an email from John Klanch regarding garbage collection. I need a motion to approve the February 17th, 2026 meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. West Hills Regional Police.
For the month of February, the department had 374 reports of service. Out of those, 44 were in Southmont. Yearly total so far for Southmont is 96. We have 31 traffic citations issued, along with 21 warnings, and really no major crimes reported in Southmont. One vehicle accident, the 50 block of Gardner Street, was a vehicle into a tree. Vehicle required towing, but there was no injuries, and that was weather related. And that's it.
Any questions for the chief?
Won't somebody ask him about the bad cop, about the lawsuit, please, on the record? Won't somebody please ask him? Because he won't say a word about it. See what I mean? He guys don't fucking represent me or anybody here.
All right. Southmont Volunteer Fire Company.
Yeah, for the month of February, we only had 9 calls total, 7 in the borough and 2 assist. The breakdowns are in the borough, 3 automatic fire alarms, 1 vehicle fire, 2 assist EMS and 1 assist police. And outside the borough, there was 1 automatic fire alarm and 1 water problem. And in April, the schools are actually going to be doing a fundraiser to assist all the fire departments that are in the school districts, meaning Southmont, West Hills, and Upper Yoder. They're selling chances to the students for a chance to actually get a ride to school one morning in a fire apparatus. So Southmont, like the other ones, we're all going to participate. So just we're not sure the number that we're going to have, and it's going to be like a 2-day period. So it should be pretty much fun for the kids. And hopefully we get a little PR from the press. That's it.
Any questions for the fire company? I don't see Todd here. We'll pass over the engineer's report. Zoning report is in the packet. Solicitor's report.
Can we get back to the zoning report? There's still 4 items listed since 2020, 25, 23, 23. And every one of them asked the question, the borough, does the borough want charges filed? filing charges once spring comes, if that's fine with the borough. Still waiting to hear from what the borough wants to do. So, you know, are we having follow-up on these, or I mean, they just seem to have this open, we get this report every single,
I know at least the one on Milton Street and Diamond, they were told to move forward with that. I'll have to look back and see when they were told that, but
are these mostly like high grass events that are just on hold, or?
I believe so. One's a vacant property. Well, actually, two of them are vacant properties that needed structural, like the gutters or roofs or something like that.
So can we push them to see, you know, what's the next step on them?
I guess filing I'll have to ask them to see what the next step is.
Okay.
But yeah, if that's what you guys want to do, I can.
Well, I mean, some of these have been on here since 2023, and we keep getting the same report over and over and over again from Cambria County, so maybe we could do, you know, at least have some communication or something on those, so that.
Okay.
Well, the property on Milton Street is nominally for sale now,
Oh, is it?
yeah.
Okay.
My daughter had communications with them, or they have a high number on it, particularly considering that animals are living, you know, raccoons are living in the house.
Solicitor's report?
I'll defer my report to, there's various items that are still on the agenda. I'll just defer it to that.
Street Commissioner's report.
With the exception of my report, I have nothing to add.
What's your plan for pothole patching?
Once the weather hits past 50 degrees, we're going to be shifting the plow from the coal patch bin and going around to our list that we have accumulated and start filling them all.
You mean coal patch?
They do. We don't have any. We have a 50 degree up patch.
Couldn't buy it.
Doesn't last,
It's garbage.
doesn't last.
But it's a temporary fix until you get a permanent fix. I mean, hit that pothole once with your car and see what happens.
Maybe we could get some orange spray paint and spray around the big potholes, so if you can't patch them,
We can
so
paint
that people
around
can
the
see
ones.
them before they hit them.
Can't you throw some 2B in it or something? Just some gravel in it? That's the
You can
cheapest and
throw
easiest and
straight
actually
gravel.
probably the most sound thing to do.
Well, we have a street committee meeting tomorrow, so we can discuss it more. Borough Manager's report.
Unless you guys have questions, most of my items are elsewhere on the agenda for approval, so nothing further.
I did have one question.
Yeah.
On the pedestrian crossing. Is this all going through the school, or is that going through the borough?
That's going through LTAP. Well, it's going through the borough. We've requested their assistance to come in and take a look and see if there's anything that they can,
Okay.
any assistance they can provide for traffic calming measures up there.
I'm surprised there hasn't been accidents up there.
There have been vehicle accidents, thankfully no,
Nobody.
yeah.
Any other questions for Amanda? Mayor's report.
I'm gonna report about the Emergency Management Committee report during the mayor's time, because that's the main activity I did. Bob was there, Amanda was there, Steve Cossack, Fire Chief was there, BJ Newman, and Gene. And what we did is we listened to the police and the fire and what they follow for their emergency management. And I wanted to hear from them how they operate. And because I'm gathering all this information together to update ours. And they told me they followed the National Incident Command, FEMA, Mutual Aid Agreement, Region 13. Westmont Hilltop has their own plan, separate. And then Cambry County, I'm going to speak to Tom Davis, and he's in charge of Emergency Services, Executive Director. And I also talked to Taylor Clark from Johnstown, and he said he'll share Johnstown's new emergency plan. So, you know, we should have some coordination with them. And then, once I get all that information, I'm sure everybody's heard about the AI chat GTP. Google has one called Gemini. And I started putting information in, and it just keeps asking you questions. And as it's doing it, it's putting together a Southmont plan. You say where you're located, I say Southmont, Pennsylvania. And so I think by the next meeting, which is on 4/14, I'll have a draft ready. And it's thank goodness there's that AI to do that type of stuff. It's very helpful. And then when I have that draft, then we can all review it and get input, and then see if we have to do any changes or any other plans. And then the following meeting, our committee will review it and then present it to you, so you can vote on it. So that's my mayor's report.
Any questions? All right, discussion items, committees. I do not have anything for administrative or borough services. Community planning, Richard?
We're in a public comment phase, and thanks to Amanda for putting the link to the survey. We have a survey now on our website and our Facebook page, and she has contacted individuals. And if you all haven't done it, please go to the website and take the survey. It takes about 5 minutes. That's it.
Any questions for Richard? All right, we already heard from the mayor on emergency management. Finance, Sherry.
Nothing.
Greater Johnstown Water Authority, Eugene.
Nothing really. We have a meeting this week for the first time this month.
MS4 Stormwater, Sherry.
Nothing.
I do not have anything under personnel. Bob, is there anything for police?
No, we have the agreement for the regional police later.
Property maintenance, streets and sidewalks, Matt?
We just have the approval here. Do we need a motion for that?
Yes. So it's, so you can make the motion.
Go ahead. I'm fine. You're good if you have it in front of you.
We're looking for a motion to apply for the County Municipal Infrastructure Assistance Program for paving funds.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Sam, how's the street sweeper? Is it doing okay?
Yeah, this morning we had just finished repairing the entire water line set.
Okay. So I saw one the other day. It looked like we were just blowing stuff everywhere instead of.
It was actually picking up more than it was dropping.
Oh, really? Okay.
Dust.
That's a good sign.
Yeah. Dust.
That's a good sign.
It's so dirty.
Shade tree, Richard.
Yes, we have several items. The first of which is the approval of ordinance number 557. We've gone through several drafts of this. This creates a shade tree commission per Pennsylvania law, and expressed at this, it was expressed at these meetings last year, the felt need that we had to have more power to enforce shade tree ordinances. We've had, demolition of trees without notice, and this would increase our authority, have a dedicated, responsive body with some powers. And I believe we've all seen the ordinance. I'll ask Eric to make any comments he sees fit.
What this ordinance does, it forms a commission to address shade tree issues. It is a 3-member commission of residents of the borough. And based on prior comments we had, the bulk of the ordinance deals with shade trees that are in the public right-of-way in terms of the borough's ability to take certain actions regarding that. If there are residents who wish to impact any shade trees that are in the right-of-way, we have permit requirements that would deal if a property owner wanted to plant the tree in the right-of-way, they'd have to get a permit. Also addresses specifically utilities, if they are going to prune or impact any of the shade trees in the right-of-way, they also have to get a permit for those activities. That's been a problem we've had in the past. We're hoping that this would enable us to deal with those issues. When the permit is applied for, then the commission would go out and then they would approve or disapprove that permit for that particular actions.
2 things I want to call your attention to. One is the shade trees are planted in our right-of-way. That's easy when there's a sidewalk, between the sidewalk and the street. When there isn't a sidewalk, that is determined from the center of the street, and it's far less clear. And for purposes of this ordinance, we're not going to look much at those areas where there are not sidewalks. And if there's any feeling to the contrary, we, I don't know, we might have to, consider this more. But again, that's the impression I got. And it's not addressed specifically in the ordinance.
Well, there's a definition in the
There's a
ordinance for right-of-way, so
Yeah.
that's what we have that
Yeah,
definition.
it's a little fuzzy though.
The problem when you have a right-of-way, number one, if the paved portion, we don't know if that's really centered.
Yeah.
You're assuming it's centered in the right-of-way, but it probably is not, and then when you do your distances, unless you have a surveyor out there to figure exactly where those property
So
lines,
you have
where
to
the
do a
right-of-way would
survey,
be.
see the
So
answer.
we have a definition for it, but it is an exact no, because we don't know exactly where the center of that line would be. It could be somewhere
Yeah.
where we don't know where it is.
So we would have to, have to search a survey, so at least our priority is gonna be in the area where there are sidewalks. The second thing is I would recommend that once when we do eventually pass this, that we don't move to seat the commission till later this year. I'd be happy to recommend some people, and I think we should go through the process of taking applications for the positions. During that time, when the shade tree survey, inventory and management project's being done, next couple, 3 years, the shade tree committee will continue to exist to oversee and implement that grant. So there'll be 2 shade tree bodies simultaneously, one for operations and maintenance, one for planning. And then I assume that the shade tree committee would sunset at that point.
Yeah, that would, the commission would replace the committee in terms of the authority to make those decisions.
And those are 2 issues that are kind of loose ends, but I wanted to bring them up before we call for approval of the ordinance. Are there any other questions or discussion?
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the Shade Tree Committee and had a good meeting about this. And I read the agreement and about the new committee forming
Yeah,
and making decisions if a tree is a good tree or a bad tree,
yeah.
health. Will there be any consultation with the person who's got the grant that, what's her name, Barbara?
We will have plenty of technical assistance here for the first couple of years. We'll have an arborist and landscape architect, as well as periodically a firm, probably Bartlett, but we have to go through a process to get somebody to locate with GPS coordinates each one of the trees. So we'll have an inventory of trees that are shade trees and their location, their condition, their species, and other data. So for the next foreseeable future, we'll know what every tree is and its condition, and actually have priorities. Does that answer your question?
Kind of, but specifically, the person that we met with who's got the, we hired,
Yeah, Barb Begg.
she is a certified arborist.
Yes,
Bartlett is a certified,
correct.
correct. But will that be an ongoing thing?
Our goal-
Because if we pick 3 residents, are they gonna have any knowledge as the arborist would? To see if a tree is good or not?
Yeah.
Or what's a good tree to plant? That's my concern.
Okay. One of the goals, and instead of just doing the inventory, we've also hired, well, I recommend hiring in a moment here, Barb Haig from the firm of Thomas Harley, an architect in Indiana. She is an arborist and a landscape architect. One of her duties will be to create a team of to recruit and train a team of volunteers to take this over in the borough. They would be responsible for doing periodic inventories. They'll be trained using the tree tenders program that originated by the Pennsylvania Horticultural Society, and it's implemented, but trainings are implemented by Penn State Extension Service out of Pittsburgh. And so what we're hoping to do is that we create that capacity here in Westmont. Here in Westmont, Southmont, and other municipalities. And the thought was to, make this open, not just to residents, but any interested volunteers. In fact, we're obliged to try to, get the numbers up. So we will have our own amateur arborists, is the answer. That will, like on a 3-year basis, complete the inventory and provide an annual report.
I'm just concerned about a resident saying, this tree is no good, take it down.
We get those out every month.
I know, but if you have a certified arborist look at it, they could suggest trimming or...
We also get, I have one now, where she said that an arborist said that it was dead. Well, it wasn't, died in the fall. But yeah, you got a correct point. Great point, Mark. And again, the need is to train, and if we have to, a discrete consultation from Bartlett would be relatively cheap.
Okay.
So,
Any other
go
questions,
ahead.
Sherry?
Yeah, so nothing can be done without a permit. So who issues that permit then? Is it the borough or is it the commission?
The way we drafted it, the commission would issue the permit.
Okay. And so then in B, number 6B, cost for maintaining, planting, transplanting, or removal is borne by, and replacing the sidewalks if necessary, is borne by the borough. But then, I just think it's a little open, and I have a question, maybe somebody else might. Then you come down to D, and then it says, any applicant will be responsible for the cost of cutting, trimming, pruning, removal of the shade tree. So is that just because somebody wants a tree down versus, I just think B and second paragraph of D are saying two different things.
Sherry, before the meeting, I watched over and talked to Rick and Eric, and I had the same question.
Okay.
And they said that if Southmont determines to do something, then Southmont pays. But if the resident wants to do it on their own, the resident has to pay.
So I just
But I'm
think
not, I wasn't clear.
Yeah, well, so and if you and I aren't clear, then the ordinance isn't clear.
Well, D deals with is a permit, so
Okay.
if somebody wanted to prune, cut, or trim a transplant a tree, remove a tree, they have to get a
Yeah.
permit, that's D.
And I just think that there should be something added so that there isn't any question between the two. And if Mark
Okay.
and I had a question, then somebody off the street's gonna have the same question if they were just pulling up the ordinance and reading it, is all I'm saying. I just think the wording needs to be a little better there so that, we understand at what point is it borne by the borough and at what point, is it borne by the applicant. And then on on B, it includes the sidewalk if the replacing payment of sidewalk is necessary, it's borne by the borough. But then we don't have that the sidewalk and paving is borne by whoever in D, paragraph 2. Perhaps we should make that a little clearer. I just think that, yeah.
Yeah, if that's the council's wishes, we can revise, that certainly can
That's
revise
just
that.
the questions that I had, and I might have had them the last time, because we did review this before.
I think a lot of the issues before were on private property where we took a lot of that language.
Or is that D, is that second paragraph in D just for the utility providers? Because it does talk about utility providers up above. So that might be also.
Well, D deals with permits, so it could be a permit, whether
Anybody
it's
that
anybody or
requests the
utility.
permit.
We just put that utility providers are also receiving a permit, so to distinguish not just the
If you
property
want to
owners.
cut the tree down, then you bear the cost of it.
If you want to, if you come to us, you want to cut that tree down, it's subject to commission issuing a permit to do
Permit,
that.
yeah.
And if they approve it, then the permit, then obviously whoever's asking for the
That's
permit.
the only question I have on reviewing it again. And then the other thing is how much is it gonna cost the borough? We need to get something in the budget that we're saving money on the
Well, we're
police.
just
You know,
guessing.
maybe we take
I
the
mean-
police savings and put it into the tree budget.
The other part of this is the inventory. And, every year was, we threw several $1,000. I noted not so long ago when we did a look back during the budget process, this borough was spending $18,000 to $20,000 a year on shade trees 5 years ago. And, I don't know what it's gonna be, but we need to determine what the condition of the shade trees are. We know we have many 100-year-old trees out there that are Norway maples that are not in good condition, dropping large limbs, that sort of thing. And so, we're just gonna
So we'll have a better
have
idea
to
for the
we're not gonna
next-
do this all in one year.
Right. So you'll have a better idea for next year's budget.
Yeah, once we have the inventory.
Built into that.
I mean,
Rick, will the grant pay for some of this?
there was a, Doug, rather, sent me a grant application that I already knew about that'll provide additional tree material. Currently, we get 20 trees a year from the Bear Roots tree program that we can increase the number. There is not money, as far as I know, for removal that will encourage planting. And that new program, they'll actually do the planting, so we won't have to rely on the borough crew. But the real expense is removing trees. I haven't seen anything that'll fund that.
So no money out of the grant will fund that?
No, this is a planning grant. But once you, again, the point is though, once you get an inventory and an active program, there is a for urban forestry program. So, the predecessor qualification is complete the inventory. We will be following up. There is money for that sort of thing. And again, I've not looked at it closely, but, that would be the next step. So there is a possibility of finding funding for this.
All right, so is there a motion?
I think just to address the concerns, I think if that could be tabled.
Yeah.
We can come back and just make that revision. There's the intention, the intention of the Shade Tree Commission not be active until probably
September.
8th, so I think I can go back and just revise that language. And
Yeah.
reconsider for the next meeting.
So is there a motion to table?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Advertising ordinance number 557, Shade Tree ordinance has been tabled.
Okay, the contract with Thomas H. Harley Associates. Harley is an architect in Indiana. Barb Haig is a landscape architect who worked previously for the Borough for the Works grant. She worked with Doug on that program to identify the Diamond Street corridor as a pedestrian, walking corridor, and a bunch of other ideas in there that will become part of our long-range plan. I'd like to hire Barb for a total fee for the next couple of years of $29,500 to do planning coordination, plan for the tree inventory, commit tree tenders training program, work with the county planning commission to, they're gonna do mapping of shade trees for us, do outreach and recruitment to recruit volunteers for the part of the training, and work with that group to distribute information to train and retain volunteers. She'll also do a maintenance program, work with the borough street crew, teach about the maintenance program. I'll have a manual that'll teach how to sustain the urban forest in in Southmont, and how to sustain the inventory. So she'll be basically managing the program under the oversight of the Shade Tree Committee. And
So does this money come from the?
grant.
Grant.
Yeah.
This is all grant money then?
Well, there's $6,800, and a little bit of that I think may go. I'd have to pull out the budget, for
Yeah,
that.
it was 6,800. That was our required match
Yeah.
for that grant
I
that we
think
got,
that might
the
have been
50,000.
assigned to her salary, am I correct? I can't remember.
I'm not sure.
It could have also been part of it, yeah. But anyway, yeah, we have $6,800. That's part of the
That's our match.
$57.5 in cash that we have with our money and the community foundations. And we're also putting in another $7,500, of in-kind and, Amanda and other folks' time here, from the borough over multiple years.
Okay, so the total that we have for the grant is how much?
$57,500
$57,500? Okay.
in cash, plus some in kind.
And our match is 68.
Our match is 68, yeah,
100.
yeah.
Okay.
And that was about as skinny as we got, you can get on this.
All right, is there a motion?
I make a motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes to contract with Thomas H. Harley Architects for the Shade Tree Inventory Project.
Appreciate that. I'll call on Mark Drummy, our mayor, to talk about the tree planting at the Borough Building. during the Jubilee 250.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a great thing to do for Southmont to plant a tree to celebrate the 250th anniversary, participate in the national program, but on a very small scale. And we were talking about places to do it, and actually Amanda, I give you credit, you said, how about at the Borough building? I thought that was a great idea, so, and I'd like to do it during the Jubilee, so families can come up with their kids and take a shovel and throw some dirt in, so they can participate and take pictures.
You're talking about in the yard or on the street?
Probably in the main area out front, like not in the right of way, but on our property.
Okay, is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes to plant a tree at the Borough building during the Jubilee for the US 250th anniversary. New business, old business, we need action to approve attendance at the Cambria County Boroughs Association.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Whoever wants to attend, I just need to know by March 30th so I can send in the RSVP.
And where's it at? This?
It's Evansburg.
Evansburg, yeah.
Where are they having it
The Young People's Community Center.
at? Oh.
We need action to approve the amendment to change order number 2 for $510.76, which was missed during the previous approval of the total, to add the exit lighting.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. We need a decision on change order number 3 for $585.02.
So I spoke with the engineers. They are suggesting that we decline that. They said it's a very high price to add just one light, and we could always find a different electrician afterwards to come in and add it if we need it. We're thinking after the electrician finishes the lights in the hallway that that's going to be enough lighting there that we might not even need it.
All right. So,
Do we want to table it?
Make a motion to,
They suggested decline, like
Yeah,
denying it because they don't seem to want to come down any on the price.
so moved.
so the motion then, Bob, is to decline change order number 3 for $585.02.
Second.
All right, so it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Approve mid-state construction pay request number 4 for $68,251.50.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. We need a motion to approve the West Hills Regional Police Agreement.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Just so everybody knows, obviously, since Upper Yoder Township became part of the Police Commission, this is a new agreement. It's for a 5-year period of time. It can, then would renew for an additional 5-year period of time. And attached to Exhibit B is the allocation in terms of the expenses, or how much each municipality is going to contribute. It does note that there will be a reduction for the amount that Southmont has contributed of $18,928.92.
And you've reviewed it, and any of the changes that you requested have been made?
I did review the agreement. There were some changes. I had requested that in one section, the indemnification provision in the agreement, so that has been added per my request, and all the other parties have agreed to that change.
All right.
You had a first and second, but not a.
Right.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Approve Penelic LED light replacement
I'll
agreement.
make that motion.
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
I reviewed the agreement. It's for a 10-year term for street lighting facilities. The rates are based on what's filed with the PUC. I think the one thing that they did ask is that we identify if there's any lights that need to be replaced, that they do it at the time the agreement is executed, because the way the agreement's written, if you replace a unit somewhere in the middle of this agreement, then technically that one unit would have its own 10-year term, which is pretty hard on how you keep track of that. So if everything that we're gonna have all the units, it'd be done at the same time, so they all run the same 10-year period of time.
So are you pulling that together?
Yeah, we can pull something together. I couldn't think of any off the top of my head, but
Is that a street light that's out or what? Or you just wanna replace?
Or replace them, or just some you might want to remove them if it's not necessary.
yeah.
Or if there's ones you want to add, I'm not sure if we're.
Are we replacing all of the streetlights with LEDs then?
Yes.
And they're gonna be bright.
Well, are you gonna increase the wattage? I mean, is it gonna be?
Well, we'll have to make that decision on which type of lights.
I
They
saw
have some
that.
recommendations here, so that's
Yeah.
part of what we'll have to.
If you go past Southmont Park condos at night, you'll see the difference.
Mhm.
Before, when we switched over to LEDs maybe about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and it's like daylight in the parking lots, with the LEDs. We're really happy with them.
And this will end up ultimately saving the borough money
Supposed
on
Right,
electric.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're cost efficient.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. We need to approve the execution of the DCD $100,000 loan documents for the building renovation.
So moved.
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
I did review the loan agreement and the note. I did prepare an opinion letter that the borough is in compliance with all applicable laws in terms of entering into that loan agreement. It does provide for loans for $100,000, 15 years, quarterly payments as per the note.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Business items, we need to approve the ratification of payroll 218 through 316.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Approve payment of bills 218 through 316 of 26.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Approve transfers 218 through 316 of 26.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Approve treasurer's report for February of 26.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. We have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you.
Guys, there are documents here that may need signatures on the check to see if request by your name. Feel free looking at sharing maybe on this one. And
I'm gonna pass that down and,
send it to the top of everybody's.
Thank you.
I'll change that.
I'll
Change that one section.
That's fine. They're not supposed to take sugar on those.
We got time, yeah.
That's okay, we're not gonna.
Yeah, we're not gonna see that.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good. Thank you. Yeah, and did you sign the bottom? I think there's only one signature on the rest of
Put this
those.
under a chair leg and see if it's.
Yes, you did.
And then I have something for you to sign. for you.
What's that?
That's something for you, two things for you to do.
Gary. Gary,
I was trying to see.
I'll have to get in touch with him. See what he says. Smooth.
Good. A nice Play-Doh or something.
Yes. Yep.
Excellent.
American chess.
The oldest living tree listed is the 150 to 300.
I reported that one. I don't know.
There's no number on that. I mentioned something.
Yeah,
It's for-
Anthony Actor turned it in.
Oh,
I don't know if they're waiting for it because they're doing these with
Well, I don't know what they're
I don't know, but I would,
They were pre-Civil War.
511, I think they-
One just
one of the trees.
got damaged, I don't know when.
Limbo.
It just went down, and the second one, you know when we had that water spout?
So when do we have to start getting permits
It's like
for
3 or 4
taking
July, we
trees
just
down?
several years ago, and it just
Now, once
kind of
that,
split it.
that ordinance would provide for,
Unfortunately.
I don't believe our current ordinance does provide for permits for shade trees. That's a committee, though, that's all.
these
a committee,
ones, beside you in there in a second. Let's start with this one.
Is it? Just the one?
All of them.
You need to move back, Amanda.
What's that?
When are you switching things
Should
around?
be pretty soon here. I'd say, the electrician was here working on some stuff
Looks like,
today.
yes, it looks like they're wrapping up.
I think the contractors are just about done. I have a site meeting tomorrow with them and the engineers to get an update, so.
You're gonna have an open house.
Probably.
Yeah,
Would be nice.
sure.
Actually, when you get done, can you email me? Can I come down and do a video tour? Of
Do an
the,
open
You wanna pop
house.
over now?
yeah, sure. I might as well. Yeah, that's cool. See what else going on. That'll work.
Right next to your neighbor.
Sure. Thanks,
Go
man.
take the lights off for you.
Oh, we going this way? I didn't know that. Yeah, this way we go when we vote. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, these lights don't turn on quite yet.
Oh, this is good. Yeah, this is probably way better for you, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Did you have this? No, they split this up, huh?
Yeah, so this was kind of one office and
Right.
this was all one. So they split this into two.
Yeah, cool.
Turn this thing on, please.
Did you get to pick out the carpeting?
I let them do that because
Oh.
I am challenged in that aspect.
And then this is the council chambers?
Yep.
Cool.
These carpet squares that you can replace?
Yep.
Good. Everything is good. And
Yes, and Brett.
now, see, I would have. Isn't Southmont yellow and weren't what the colors yellow and
it's
blue or
like-
something?
Yeah, this color blue and like a yellow.
Cool.
Yeah.
Looks nice.
Your looks better.
It's definitely refreshing.
It looks just like not. It looks like it's not an old
Outdated,
school.
yeah.
Yeah, right. You know, that we've. Yeah. Good job.
Air conditioning?
Yes.
Do you have it in here?
Yep, every room has them. We had them before. They added one more.
It's gonna be where?
So this will be the tax office because they have their own payment window there. That'll be my office, and then this is the main borough office.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay. That's a good setup. Yeah, that works.
You're gonna have room for
got
filing
the nice
cabinets
corner
and everything?
I think so. I found a program online where you can put in
Oh,
the
good.
dimensions and then yeah.
Amanda, you got the nice corner office.
Yeah. Finally get a window.
You open the window and get across.
Might not be great, no.
That's shit. You didn't have a window here, did you? Before.
Yeah, just that little one there. Not much of a view. But at least it's not the.
I like the carpet selection.
Yeah, it looks really nice. I like it.
Yeah. Sure beats the old, sure beats the old one, yeah.
Sure does look good. Did they do the bathrooms too?
They didn't redo these bathrooms, but we do have a new ADA restroom.
Oh, we do?
Down that one to the left where the tax office used to be, down the hall. To the left, the light should be like right on the left hand, like right side of the door on the left hand.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Something.
Always about, yeah, they're always thinking.
Here we go. Okay, so here's the new bat. That was probably the easiest solution, and I think to
Those just weren't wide enough.
Yeah.
yeah, then to remodel
It
those.
really-
You can almost much?
keep the green towels, no.
So you're gonna have those as employees, or?
Yeah, we'll just keep them open, like whoever. They'll just
What's
be
it hurt?
there.
Yeah.
Very nice. Good
Cool.
job.
Thank you for the tour, Amanda. Appreciate that.
No, no, no.
Can we slide out this door?
Yeah, it's open and we'll close behind it.
Yep. You like the changes, Mr. Mayor? You like the new changes to the building?
Yes.
Good.
I do.
Me too.
I do.
I'll shut the door. So.
Have a good evening.
You too, bud. This bullshit about trees. I often wonder, is that a borough council or is it an HOA? That's all I have to say. Hopefully they address the signs that I saw around in and around the borough. They need to be taken down. They took down all the political signs. They take down the other signs too. You can't put them up. Nope. It's illegal. So, thanks for watching again. Appreciate you. And like, comment, and subscribe. All right. Have a good night. Bye-bye.